Hi everybody, we're off on another adventure to another Department of Environmental Conservation campsite. This one's in Phoenicia, New York. It's called Woodland Valley. It's located very close to one of the tallest summits in the Catskills, Slide Mountain. And it's 5 miles down this way. As always, it's a long ride into DEC campgrounds off the main roads, but that does enhance their charm, I suppose. We'll be back when we get closer to camp. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to Woodland Valley. Do a little bit of camping. So you can park here instead of paying the $6 day use fee to go hiking. A lot of hiking trails in here. Looks like some day use. Yeah, we're coming into Woodland Valley. We're here. Look at this gorgeous campsite, all right? This time, the Department of Environmental Conservation has really outdone themselves. A beautiful new fire pit, nice table, and look at what we have going on back here. It's even worth walking through the bushes for, I don't care. I'm wearing my anti-tick clothes right now. I have it all sprayed with the permethrin, I think it's called. So the bugs shouldn't be bothering me today, and hopefully they'll keep the ticks away. But look at this creek. Oh, man. I was given a harsh bear warning here. We've got to really control the food and get rid of our garbage because there is a rogue male bear floating around this park. He's young. He doesn't have his scent yet. So we're afraid people are going to want to try to feed him. And if they feed him, they'll never get rid of him. He'll never be wild. So I got a big and necessary warning to keep the food under control. And we will. It's not a big problem. There's a recycling center right down the road. I believe right across the street is the shower house and bathrooms. So it shouldn't be hard to keep cleaned up. There's a cleanup sink at the recycling center for doing dishes. Now I'm sharing this drive with site 26, which is right there. So someone may pull in there before the weekend. We are on site number 25. Absolutely outstanding site. Tucked back in a corner. I've got nobody behind me but the creek. So it's time to get ourselves set up. We're going to put a tarp in front of the fireplace. We've got the camp stove with us. We're going to set that up. This will be perfect for it. And I've got my big cabin tent, which will probably go right here, I would imagine. It seems like the best spot for it. And again, maybe if I move the truck over here might be better. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull the truck in over here for privacy. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'll be back to show you how things set up. We're using the cabin tent, big blue. Might as well be comfortable, tired of crawling around into the little orange tent. And it's not going to be too cold tonight that I need the hot tent. The creek is just running right along here. I've got my wash station set up here, which I have to break that down. I wash my hands a lot while I'm setting up. Anytime I touch anything over here is poisonous. Anything and everything. I see leaves of 3, I see shiny, I see serrated edges, I see all the no-nos. And my hands are all over this stuff, so every time I touch anything or I put a peg in the ground, I have a washcloth and soap. It's the only way to really prevent getting poison ivy. It could get you really sick, so it's best to avoid. I've got the tarp up again, very similar to the way I had it at Beaver Kill. I'm a little bit more over the fire pit this time, and I set the stovepipe up a little bit higher and a little bit farther back. I want to be completely covered because I believe we're going to get some weather tonight, possibly. I got a lot of firewood split and ready to go. So we're on. This is day one at Woodland Valley in Phoenicia, in the heart of the Catskill Mountains. This is, real deal hiking. We're not far away from Slide Mountain, which is the highest peak in the Catskills. We're down in a deep hole right here in a valley, Woodland Valley, obviously. So we're pretty secluded. It's quiet, very peaceful. I'm getting used to sleeping by the side of a creek. That's not a bad thing to get used to. Got beautiful old trees. That's where we're camped. Oh, nothing in here. Nobody camping in here. All the way over there, a couple 100 feet. There's a small shack up there. I'm not sure what that is. And over there is the shower house and my closest bathroom. My water supply is right over here. Not a bad walk. This is Woodland Valley Campground. Beginning of June. I'm going to go sit by the fire. I'm making a cup of coffee right now. I'll spare you having to watch me make coffee again. I'll probably do it in the morning. There's our home for the next couple of days. Let's see, we got tomorrow, the next day. I'm planning on leaving the next day, but I do have the following day booked. I like having the option of sleeping in on the last day or just staying here a little later. Sometimes it doesn't pay to get on the road too early in New York. Wind up catching traffic in the city. I'm gonna go and get myself a nice seat in front of my coffee pot. This is starting to boil. The coffee's ready to go. This is my view for the next couple of days. It's all woods in front of me. There is one campsite about 150 feet that way. And like I said, the creek is only about 30 feet to the right on that little path. It's awesome. I'm really enjoying my time in the DEC campgrounds. It's simple camping. There's not a lot of amenities. There's not a lot of activities to do. You really wouldn't want to bring kids here unless they really dug nature and hiking and camping, the real deal. There's no, I didn't see a playground. Nor do I want one. There's nowhere to swim here per se, but if I were a kid, I would love that creek. That's for sure. Thank you for joining me on yet another vlog of a campground. This will probably be a 3 or 4 episode vlog, and we're just getting started. We'll do a campsite tour. We're going to do some hiking. Not sure exactly what we're going to do yet, but I'm thinking about it. Just some rest and relaxation, really. Let's do a nice little Elmer Fudd camp trip, We got all the big equipment. Oh yeah. Just killed the fire. Got a little muy caliente. Send it down a little bit. Colombian coffee, all ground and pour through. Hi everybody, it's a little dark out. I haven't set up my lamps. A storm rolled in. We've been getting some thunder and lightning up here really close. Some heavy winds. I fell asleep on my cot after setting up my bed. It was so comfortable that I dozed off. I woke up and I wasn't really ready for the rain. But ready or not, it's raining. Got to get the fire going again. Boy, I fell asleep good. Boy, it got cold fast. Boy, I was just comfortable as can be. We'll get there. Get the fire going. It'll be much better. Alright, the storm passed. The fire's lit. I'm warm. I'm comfortable. And I think it's all done for now. There was some pretty good winds there and a lot of lightning. We're up on the mountaintop here, so it's a little scary when it gets close like that. The tarp held up and the tent is still standing, so we should be okay. We'll be safe here. Well, thanks for joining me today. That should do it for day one. We're here, we set up camp. We're going to be here for the next couple of days, see how things go. And we're going to enjoy ourselves here in Woodland Valley, I think. It's a beautiful place. One of the quietest of the DEC campgrounds that I've been to so far. I'm sure the weekend is different here. Okay, thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Alright, I don't know how well this shows up on the GoPro. It's hard to tell. But the big story of the day is the smoke that we're getting from Canada. It's covering eastern New York, and it's giving us this bright orange sunrise that I can see through the trees. And I'll do my best to let you see it as well. I'm trying to adjust the brightness, but it's there. The time is 7 minutes after 7 a.m. on day 2. We're here at Woodland Valley, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation campsite in Phoenicia, New York, in the beautiful Catskill Mountains. Let's go take a look at how I've got camp set up. I've got coffee's on right now, ready in a few minutes. So our wood's all chopped. I've got more over there, staying dry. It rained last night pretty good. We got the coffee on, got the radios, got the news going. Brought the bicycle this time, so it would make it easier to explore the campground. There's my food bin. Cheese Danish is right on top, as they should be. Refrigerators got cold cuts, hot dogs, milk, eggs, butter, all the good stuff. Hygiene and batteries. A quick hand washing station. One thing about the Catskills this time of year, plenty of poison ivy, so the trick to not getting a bad case of poison ivy is this, a simple washcloth. You have to wash your hands after every time you touch your shoes, the ground, put a tent stake in, anything. Just wash your hands. You've got a couple hours. If you wash them, you won't get a bad case. You may get a blemish, but it won't be bad. If you've ever had bad poison ivy, you know what I mean. It stays with you, the memory. Okay, my water is calling me. It's boiling. There's my hat. Okay, water's boiling, real good. So I'll take this off the flame. Let it cool down a little bit. As you all know, rolling boil is a little bit too hot to make a good cup of coffee with. No, sometimes it doesn't want to go off. Oh, excuse me. It is allergy season, and both nostrils are open, but they're both a bit congested today. Nothing out of the ordinary. The coffee usually gets things started. Alright, thank you for joining me for breakfast this morning. I'm probably just going to have a cup of coffee and a cheese Danish, to be honest with you. I do have bacon to cook, but I'll do that tomorrow morning. The less bacon grease around here, the better.
The capital. The National Weather Service has issued several air quality alerts today. Smoke from wildfires in Canada, including dozens of blazes in Quebec, is flowing south. There are alerts up in the northeast, along the mid-Atlantic, and as far south as North and South Carolina. There are air quality alerts posted for parts of Ohio, too.
Oh, that's a great way to wake up. The little news channel here on a local public radio station is all that really comes in. But they're not bad. Usual morning banter. Kind of what you need. Alright, I'm going to drink my coffee, and I've got my cheese Danish. I've already got a bite out of it. Okay, everything evolves around the pickup truck when you're camping. Figured the best solution to the box was a little stepladder. That's just some secured storage. It's not all that waterproof. I put a tarp over it too. My little solar collector, it works okay. We got to take a run over to the recycling center, just in case I didn't like the bathrooms. On the contrary, though, the bathrooms are very nice. It is morning 2. I can't say it was a peaceful night because it rained very hard around 11 o'clock, right when I was going to bed. And a little earlier than that, we had a bit of a squall at around 8 o'clock, just around sunset. This is our camp. Slept in the Big Blue last night. Always sleep like a baby. Wake up every couple of hours crying. Just kidding. I think you could see that. Oh, sure. We're looking through the screen. Yeah, I've got my clothespin in the corner. The cot is set up. Got my wool blankets. I needed every bit of them last night. It was chilly. Already had my coffee. And I've got a pot of water on with some breakfast. 8:13 a.m. day 2. That's the shower house and the bathrooms. That's the recycling center. Nice cleanup station. Incinerator. Might want to look out the window, make sure there's no bear. Okay, we're not gonna mess with it. They're probably working on it. I'm sure they'll have it ready by the afternoon so everyone can do their dishes. We don't want to attract bears and encourage bears. I've already been told the story. There's a male bear, young one. They make sure that nobody feeds him. I think his name is Yogi. Sometimes he travels with a little guy named Boo Boo. Up where we were, that's the road that goes through Woodland Valley. The entrance is down the road just a bit. This is the camp road that goes through the campground. And this is the driveway to site 25 and 26. Set back from the other campsites along the road. We got Big Blue for our cabin tent. Got the pickup with all the gear in the back. Tarps up. All the gear is out. Got the radio on to the local public radio station. They're having a little fundraising. How much fun is this?
It's a former bank, and the green room is a vault. And if they don't like the sound check, lock them in. And folks, if this is something you want, don't think about it, just call, because we only have 2 for this particular premium.
Yep.
With your pledge,
Drink
and this
more water.
is not for everyone, but if you can
Very
afford
important.
it,
I always
if you
forget I
will,
drink a lot of
pledge
coffee, a lot of
WMC
soda. I don't drink enough
$500.
water.
You're only 2 cents.
It's just a utility building. There's another campsite over here though. Let's have a look. This looks more like day use. Here's a real pretty view I stumbled across. Always respect people's land rights, but don't forget, if there's a road, it's still access. You can't go on that land, but you can walk the road. Dishwashing station, recycle center. And if you're here with your RV, this is your last stop. Don't drink the water. Some of the nicest shower facilities and bathrooms I've seen in DEC. Nice and clean, modern, functional. It's what you want. No smoking. Got some hot dogs boiling in there. Some sauerkraut steaming away. Oop, my lens is fogged. That's lunch. We got 3 Hebrew National hot dogs with some really groovy German sauerkraut and a Pepsi. Outstanding lunch. It's a 6:15 on day 2. Pretty uneventful day here. I think the star of Woodland Valley Campground is the quiet, especially during the week. I only saw a handful of cars drive down the road that goes through the camp, and a handful of people walking about. That's about it. Mostly DEC employees cleaning the bathrooms. That was the most activity I saw all day. I did spot a deer cross my path while I was sitting right here in camp. So one of the ladies that worked here said that's the best thing to do, is just to sit still, and you'll see more wildlife than walking around. Being about 6:15, it's time to get the fire started, so I've already got it going. Been listening to a lot of radio. At least I get some good radio channels here. When I was over at Beaver Kill, no radio, nothing, not even the emergency weather forecast. That's a little shaky here. It's forecast all the way from western Connecticut, eastern New York. We're kind of on the west end of that range. So the big story today is smoke alert, smoke warnings from the Canadian wildfires. I'm looking at it now. It is very hazy over the valley. The sun has been a very warm shade of pink all day, and they've been warning about, limiting exposure to the outdoors, and here I am sitting in the woods for 2 days. But I'm not feeling anything. I really don't have any respiratory problems yet. And I'm not going to make a big dinner tonight. I had the hot dog lunch, and that's still keeping me really full, so I'm just going to skip lunch. I did my dishes and I threw away my garbage already. I do have cold cuts for sandwiches later, so if I want to get a bite, I can without making a mess. I'm not going to sign off for the day yet. I'm sure there'll be more happening. This is a very quiet campground. This is not the campground to bring the kids. This is more serious hiking. And, I mean, real peace and quiet. I mean, remember the old Elmer Fudd cartoon, you know, Western relaxation? That's what it's about. It's about setting up camp, and you know, you live meal to meal, and you go take walks. I have my bike, so I take a ride. But frankly, there's nowhere to ride to here. I've ridden up and down the camp road a couple of times. I did a little downhill ride on the other side of the road. But that's about it. The only other thing to do here would be to strap on my pack and go take a hike. Wittenberg Cornell is over there, and Pikamoose is on the other side over there. I camped there a while ago. I haven't gone to Cornell and Wittenberg and the high peak of Mount Slide. That's the highest peak in the Catskills. I'm not hiking on this trip. This is a camping trip. So if I were going to do that, I would set up base camp here and then have my backpack camping gear with me. And I mean, technically I do, but I'm not in the right mindset for it. I've been shooting a lot of campground tours. This will be the third that I've done in less than a month in the same region of the Catskill Mountains, and I'm getting tired. I'm looking forward to a rest. We're going to be RVing down at the beach for a couple of weeks for the summertime, so it'll be a nice break. We'll get some more Montauk stuff maybe, because I'm going to be out east. Alright, we'll be back soon. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave me a big thumbs up if you enjoy this content. Thanks for watching. The good angle of the smoke. It's one of the reasons I'm leaving early. There are advisories out to limit your time outdoors until this weather pattern changes and this smoke stops coming down from Canada. So we're heading home. We're leaving beautiful Phoenicia behind. Good morning, everybody. The time is 10 minutes to 7 on day 3. Just made my coffee. Cheers. It's another smoky day in the Catskills. I've been here for 2 days against warnings of authorities, spending too much time in the outdoors. It's really not too bad here, hasn't been. We had some rain yesterday, cleared things up a little bit, but I was gonna hike Cornell, but it's gonna have to wait for a less smoky day. Okay, so with the smoke alerts that we're having here on the East Coast, basically, I'm gonna be canceling this trip a day early. I managed to ruin my hike today. I won't take it personal. Still friends. So I'm in the middle of packing up. I want to get the tent down in case it rains. They're calling for showers today, which would be a blessing. But I just hate to put away a wet tent. So I'm going to have my cup of coffee, and I'm going to continue the breakdown. Okay, it is 9:15 on day 3. We're all packed up and we're ready to go. Left it just the way I found it. And let's look at the river. Sure. That's what I heard all night while I was sleeping for the last couple of days. I thought I heard something else splashing around down here. It could have been any number of things. Really nice place. We'll definitely be coming back. More midsummer when it's warmer, less bugs. Very buggy. 9:18 on day 3. On my way out, I have a habit of stopping and checking and seeing if I left anything under the truck. That's what that was all about. We're off to Phoenicia. Hi everybody. I'm on the road between Woodland Valley and Phoenicia, the town, and it's starting to rain. Everyone's on their way home, so I'm gonna do the same thing. If I see anything interesting, I may stop, I may not. Thank you so much for stopping in and spending some time with me here at Woodland Valley in Phoenicia, New York. Another beautiful New York State Department of Environmental Conservation campgrounds. I wanted to be here another day. I wanted to do some hiking, but we have a bad smoke situation from Canada, and it's fogging up everything up here, so get a look at it. Bad air quality in the Catskill Mountains. That's not a good thing. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscription button in the corner, turn on notifications so I can inform you of future videos. If you enjoy this content, give us a big thumbs up. It really helps to promote the channel and get more people to see it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. The good angle of the smoke. It's one of the reasons I'm leaving early. There are advisories out to limit your time outdoors until this weather pattern changes and this smoke stops coming down from Canada. So we're heading home. We're leaving beautiful Phoenicia behind. We'll have to make another date and come back and spend the whole day here and take the tube ride down the Esopus Creek from town Tinker. That's a lot of fun. It's a tourist town. We're not missing too much. Next time on J. Charles Outdoors.